Hello and welcome to the show. Today I am playing Trackday Manager, a motorsport management game. There have been a few of these I've seen around, but none of them have ever really interested me until this one, because this one does a very good job of kind of giving you a little bit of control of the car in the race, but while still being a management style game. Admittedly, it's not quite the same detail as some games that I've seen, but there's still plenty of stuff for you to be doing on the management side. So of course you have your car. I've gone for there's only two at the moment. This game's currently in early access. I have no doubt there'll be more cars added, perhaps even like different categories of vehicles. Who knows what we might see in the future. Currently there are two cars you can choose from. The one that I have, this one, the Viper-esque vehicle, or you can have an Aston Martin-esque vehicle. This one, I think, is a little bit quicker, sort of straight-line speed-wise, whereas this one is a little bit better through the corners. They tend to work out pretty even. There's certainly, I've not seen an overpowered vehicle. There tends to be more of these, from what I've seen anyway. People tend to run is this one the Raptor? I think, yes, it is. I tend to see more Raptors than this thing, but it can be equally competitive. So you choose your vehicle you start off with. You have various upgrades you can do to each part. And it's not just, this system is better. You have to sometimes choose. Do you go for, I think there's a suspension. Oh, right, okay. So you can go for better handling, but you lose a little bit of acceleration. Certainly some parts. You can go for sort of an acceleration gearbox or a high-speed gearbox. Cooling, that's fairly straightforward. I've tried to find one that has... there's some that will improve. So this one here, we're getting acceleration aerodynamics, but doesn't really improve handling, whereas I'm assuming some of these will improve more handling and so on. So you have to choose which upgrades you want. I guess, yeah, ECU probably make a big difference. So you can go for a power one, or you can try and go for an economy one. So you can try and go for a race without pitting, and so on and so forth. We have enough money to do a couple of upgrades. Sure. We will do that. So what do we want on our car? Brakes. I think brakes are going to be important. We'll improve the handling. We will go for that. It's only $2,000. And, oh yeah, the servers are currently being a little bit dodgy at the moment. This game only came out yesterday. So the servers are playing up a little bit. Are we not going to let me buy that? Nope, it's not going to let me buy that. I'm sure they will be fixed in time. It still lets you race and everything, but occasionally it's just going a bit funky at the moment. As far as customization of your vehicles go, you can do your whole livery. There's all various different options down here, and you can change the colours of the bits. So you see I've gone for the classic FailRace livery. Unfortunately, I can't have the stripes down one side, but yeah, that's going to have to do. And, of course, you have your sponsors for the vehicle. I like the system that they've got on here. It's a nice sort of streamlined system. So whenever you complete races and do well in races, you get offered contracts. You accept them and they go over here. So this one is the first sponsor I had. I've got 5 more races with them, and then you have to do certain criteria. It says it must be on 2 spots on the car. I assume as you go further in, the sponsors will be sort of more picky, so they might say you need to have a large sticker on the car or have it in a certain place, and I'm hoping they're going to give me more money as well for various deals. And then we go, oopsie, that's not the one we want to go, and then we go back here. It's literally just drag and drop the sponsor into the section that you want. The other sort of management-wise, it's not the most in-depth actual management bit itself, but there's still plenty of stuff to be doing. You have your little overview of your driver, and which is me, and your crew. It wasn't going to be me, but I can't restart the game once you've started it, so that was just testing to make sure everything worked, and I'm kind of stuck with it. You earn XP for whenever you complete a race, and then you can spend it on improving your driver or improving your pit crew. Cheaper to improve your pit crew, which is kind of what I've been doing with fuels and tyres at the moment. But yeah, you've got all of that stuff to be doing. Now we shall go and jump into a race. Now this game, the races are all online stuff. There's no single player. I don't know if that's something that will be coming or not, but there is only multiplayer. So as you can see here, there's going to be 3 of us in this race. If there is nobody around, it will just stick you in a race with AI. So it has no problem with doing that. But yeah, you will often find yourself racing against other people. It's a pretty good system. I haven't had any problems with the system. As I said, the servers are a little bit dodgy at at the moment. There's some quick cars in this one. It will sort of I think it's your fastest lap of the race will then become your qualifying time. So if I do a 1:06, say in this next race, that will become my qualifying time, and then it will put me on the grid with that as a qualifying time. So I don't know where I'm going to be starting. I'm going to be starting sort of mid-pack down here. Strategy-wise, you see over here with the starting tyres, I've gone to start on the hard tyres. We'll finish on the soft tyres. Hopefully, have a nice quick finish to the race. You will have noticed there was a wet weather tyre option. I haven't seen it rain. It might not be something that's implemented into the game at the moment, but the fact that there is an option for that suggests that it will be weather will be a factor, and I do quite like that as an added factor. That's what I love about Project Cars. The weather and the strategy involving weather. Well, racing Norway just ended up in the boot of someone instantly. I was thinking of going to the left. That's probably not as safe as idea. Can we dive to the right? Nope, we can't. Now, options for... we can get past expert racing. It's all the starts are absolutely balmy. Someone's blowing their engine up already. Oh, I've got to be careful. I nearly blew mine up. I got caught out on the outside, and everybody streamed past. Arse. Careful now. Don't take out the gatefill car. Now, as far as the orders I can give to my driver, we have pass left and pass right. Oh, we're going to get taken out big time. How on earth did that gatefill car get around the outside? Well driven there. It's 3 wide into the tunnel. Oh, we're going to lose out quite badly there. Still 3 wide through the tunnel. Please don't spin me. Driver orders, yes. We can say overtake to... I don't have any curves at the moment. We can say overtake to the left, overtake to the right. This will put them in maximum attack mode. They will use as much power as they can, but it will overheat the engine if you leave them in that mode for too long. When you overheat the engine, it puffs a load of steam, and you slow down for quite a while. So you've got to be really, really careful. You can see at the bottom of the screen above the buttons, we've got all sorts of various different gauges. There's a temperature one, a fuel one, and sort of a tyre wear one. Going on. We're kind of sort of in a little bit of trouble, kind of just sort of stuck in the middle. We're going for we're going to try and get up the inside into turn 1. That was a good manoeuvre by our driver. Well done there. You've got the position. Fantastic. The reason why I like this game so much is because I do have some control over... I have little bits of control over what's going on in the race. You can really mess things up, or you can do something really clever. If you spot a gap and tell your driver to do it, they will endeavour to do it. But that does mean if, let's say, you're coming up to a left-hand corner, you want them to dive to the inside, but you accidentally press the wrong key and they go to the outside, you will mess them up completely. So you've got to pay attention. Yeah, you've got to pay attention to what's going on. Other things that I can tell them to do, I can tell them to overload the car. This basically makes them go as fast as absolutely possible. But again, they're not trying to overtake anybody, but it's making them go quickly. They will, again, overheat the engine if you aren't too careful. You'll get quicker lap times if you can keep it on overload for as long as possible, but you'll overheat it, and you'll also use a lot of fuel. We're going to quickly try and get up the inside, and then we're going to have to tell him to back it off so we don't blow the engine to bits. We've got Raptor. Fantastic. We can go defensive. We can tell our driver to block the cars behind. At the moment, it's not massively effective. They don't really... I completely forgot about my cars. I was getting to that bit later. They don't seem to be fantastically good at blocking. When I was looking through the XP or the levelling up thing, there's one of the skills there that when you improve it, that makes them better at blocking and tailing. And I'm assuming you need to have a half decent amount of points in that before they actually defend sort of properly. They do try, but they're just not particularly good at defending. Tailing is another mode that you can put the car in to follow the vehicle ahead. When you don't really want to overtake it, you don't want to overheat your engine, or overheat your tyres, you can just tell them to sit and follow. We've got no one in front to do that with, so I'm just going to have to defend from the car behind. The other thing that we have control of is the KERS. You can see the little battery going down as we boost onto the straight. I have control over that one. Yes, the team manager has control of the KERS. That's how things work here. So yeah, I say when the car boosts, that can be very useful for defending and for overtaking. But if you go a bit crazy with it, you can cause your driver to crash off the road. Again, I like that we have some control here, but it's more strategical control than actual vehicle control. There is a big old tussle going on ahead. Up here. The other one that we have some control over is the ECU. We can put the car into full race mode, if you like, make the car go faster. But of course, you're going to be, which I'm going to do now because we're going to be pitting at some point soon. But this is going to use more fuel, so you've got a balance between going quickly and, of course, saving fuel. Lots of strategical elements in in this game, and I like it. It's all done very nicely. It's all done very smoothly. I'm currently using the 1, 2, 3 keys. One, got to go down here. 1 is overtake left, 2 is overtake right, 3 is for overload, 4 is for block, which is just currently what I'm doing most of the time. Spacebar is for your KERS. E controls the ECU. I think 5 is for tailing. Not that we're worrying about that particularly at the moment. Oh, I've pressed the wrong one. I told him to go. We don't want to go to the right. Yeah, you do that. You will do that from time to time. Come on, use the KERS. There we go. And then we're going to try and get the inside of expert, maybe. And looks like we can do it. Fantastic. We will dive up there. Now I'm going to turn the ECU off because that's just drained a lot of fuel. I was hoping to go a little bit. I may have gone a bit overkill trying to get past cars. May have made a small mistake because I don't want to pit at the end of this lap. I want to go for another lap because I want to go for the soft tyres at the end and we can go for a fast finish. That tends to be the sort of system that I'm going for. I can't push the car now. Ooh! We may have killed the Shell Helix car. He was definitely on it. I don't know how on earth it ended up on its roof. In the tunnel, we rolled it over, we're fine. There currently isn't damage for the vehicles. I haven't seen any vehicles get damaged, even when they have big crashes. I haven't seen my car take damage that can get repaired in the pit lane. But there is a little timer I'll show you when we come to pits, hopefully next lap. For damage, so I'm assuming that's something else that we may well see in the future. I probably should have saved. I shouldn't have gone full ECU mode. I think that was a dumb... no, I think we're going to be okay. We're only used sort of... we're going to use about 12-13% fuel this lap. It's going to be tight. We're going to have to not go on attack mode at any point. Not that we're going to have anything to attack, because I think everybody's going to be diving into the pits. There we go. Huge stream of cars pitting. Everybody's stopping. What were they? That was a player car. I can't click on them when they're in the pits. We're going to go on to lap 6. 20% fuel. We should be good to make it. Now, when you click on a vehicle, it comes up with this little thing, so you can spy on what your opposition are doing. Again, you can plan your race and so on. It's a very tactical game, and I really like that. You've got to think about all of the tactical elements while still having a little bit. You can kind of help your driver along. My tyres are looking half decent, actually. We've not pushed them too much. So, yeah, the hard tyres are always going to last longer, and the hard tyres probably would last the length of the race. It's the fuel that we're currently limited by, and I'm assuming with the right combination of upgrades, you can get the car to a stage where you can go an entire race without pitting, but your car will be slower overall. Press P to tell the guy to come into the pits. He will not come into the pits on his own. Yeah, I may have made that mistake a couple of times, just forgetting about it. And yeah, you will run out of fuel, you will stop, and it will be race over. So yeah, even if they're running out of fuel, they won't pit without being told to. Tyres, we're going to go to the soft tyres for the final leg of the race. Now, I could just short fill the car because we only have a few laps to do. I tend to put, of course, short fuel the car. We don't spend as much time in the pit lane, which is good. I tend to put in quite a lot of fuel so we can go on maximum attack in the final few laps. So we can click go when we want them to release the car. The first time I did a pit stop, I clicked go. I thought that meant start the people working on the car, and the car instantly left. I may have buggered up that first one. So there we go. We've got a decent amount of fuel in the vehicle. 70% should... actually, that may have been a little bit short-filled even. I could probably have left it a little bit longer. We should have more than enough to do 3 laps on... we should have more than enough to do 3 laps. Maximum attack mode, we will see. So we've come out in 10th. Come out in 7th, sorry. It's about where we went in, I think. Just there or thereabouts. We're racing... Well, he's on hard tyres. He's on hard tyres. Let's just go overload. Let's see. I mean, if it all goes terribly, terribly wrong, we will just back it off and hopefully hope we can make it to the end. One option I would like to have that we currently don't have is a sort of fuel conservation mode. We have the whole I overtake right again. I've ballsed that up completely. We bumped our way past. We have a full attack mode on the ECU, and we have a sort of a normal mode. I would like to see a fuel conservation. Let's try and eke out this race for as long as possible. Like, this is probably not going to make it. Just seeing how much fuel we've used up in this first lap. Let's turn that ECU mode off. That's not going to make it at that rate. We're going attack on the inside. Yeah. I should have stayed. I should have stayed in the pit lane for longer. It probably would have been worth it. But never mind. Road sport car is having a little issue. The game runs pretty smoothly for an early access game. It runs very well. I have again most of the issues. We're going around the outside. That is a bloody brave manoeuvre, and it's over. You've over-braved it. I didn't tell him to do that. He just did that. Oh well. There's plenty of cars off in the in the background. They've all gone off exploring. 50% fuel, yeah, we're going to have to be a little bit careful. We are towards the front, though. I think player cars are in first and third at the moment. The AIs are no pushovers. They certainly can make things difficult for you. Oh, we're not going to be close enough. We may have a go at the inside up here. If we go to the right, get it up the inside, can we make... I think we are actually the quickest car on track at the moment. We have got the position from Road Sports. Fantastic. I think we are catching these guys up here. What are they doing tyre-wise and fuel-wise? He's on quite worn soft tyres, but is better on fuel than I am. Okay, so he can push the car more. Hey, personal best. Is that fastest? That's probably fastest lap of this race for me. I'm pretty sure I've gone quicker. Shutter Racing, they're doing worse for me on fuel. The AI tends to literally finish the race on like 1% fuel. So if I've got more fuel than him, I think I will make it to the end of the race. We're catching really quickly because these cars came in a lap earlier than me, so they have a lap older tyres. Means that I can be quicker through the corners. My driver will make less mistakes. We're actually right up with this group of cars. Who's the leader on? He's on the hard tyres. He's less fuel than me. But we're actually all closing up. This is going to be a very, very close finish. Oh, I've told him to go the wrong way again. Keep doing that. To the inside. Oh, there we go. We passed the Phantom car. We've killed Shutter Racing as well. Well, I did tell him to go to the right, but we'll go around that side. Either way works for me. One more lap to go with 28% fuel. Could we get... I've never won a race on here. I've got podiums before. I've never won a race. Could we get a victory on my first recorded thing? That would be very, very cool. Oh, crap. Kurs. He will probably be going... He's got... How is he doing? 28... Oh, we're exactly equal on fuel, but I have better tyres. The other cool thing, I completely forgot about it. I've got completely engrossed in this race. With the scroll wheel, you can zoom out, so you can have like kind of a big overview. Or, something I've never seen before in a management game, we can scroll in and we can go to bonnet camera. I really wasn't expecting that. Like, was not expecting at all to have access for the game to let you go to that view. So if you want to race it, or if you want to view it from sort of on board the car, you have that option too. Really cool system. My tyres have given up, I think. We've just... We were close. We got towards there. Road Sport has run out of fuel on the final lap. I've seen one race I had about 4 AIs run out of fuel, but we're just going to be a little bit too far back. We couldn't maintain the speed on this final lap. What have we got? Yeah, we got enough fuel to go maximum attack into these final couple of corners. Just got to be careful with the overload because I don't want to... Nah, we're too far back. Nearly. It was so close, our tyres just gave up on us on that final lap. We couldn't close in any. We are going to take second place. That's a really good race as well. Really pleased with that one. Let's have a look at our final thing. Fastest lap, yeah, we weren't as quick as them. But I'll take coming from 10th on the grid to getting second is not too shabby. Jesus, that Phantom car was quick for one lap somewhere. 1:06.1. That's a very fast lap time. Well, there we go. That is that's it for that race. We just sit on board. The front. I love the fact that we have. It's got a rear view camera and everything. Very, very cool system. There's the poor stricken Road Sports car. How did he finish on fuel at the end? Yeah, his tyres were so much nicer, even though they weren't as good as our tyres. I caught him. We just shredded the tyres a little bit. Now there should be an ending screen showing me money and XP at the moment. The servers are dodgy, but basically sometimes it comes up. More likely it'll say it'll fail to send it to server, and then at some point, there we go. At some point in the near future, it will update my money and my XP. Probably when I relog onto the game. It'll update the money and XP. The money, you may have noticed, is going down. You spend money in the pit lane, so for refueling in tyres, it costs a little bit. You have wages for your crew and your driver, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I really like this game. It's a really cool management management game because it still gives you a little bit of control. You can affect the race. From sitting there and watching it, you can affect the outcome of the race quite drastically by your actions, very noticeably sort of on track. And the fact that it's got sort of the whole proper decent graphics for the racing, and you can go bonnet view if you want. That's a very, very neat system. Yeah, again, another game, this one, that has huge amounts of potential. As it is for 15 quid, it's still very, very good fun. There is only the 4 or so racetracks, I think, that, 5 racetracks at the moment, and there isn't a championship mode, it's just individual racing, but each race is exciting on its own. You've got to come up with new strategies depending on where the vehicles are around you and so on. I really like this game. I highly, highly recommend it. It's a fantastic management game for the vehicle enthusiast, for the racing enthusiast, and so on. Yeah, it's really very, very well done. Anyway, that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.